In middle school and high school, the bus would pick my siblings and I up at about 6 o'clock each morning. This meant most mornings we would have to wake up at 4:30 in order to have time to get ready and eat breakfast before the bus came. School didn't even start until about 7:45 a.m., which is later than a lot of schools, but yet we still had to wake up at 4:30 a.m. This just goes to show that it is important to take transportation time into consideration when thinking about school start times. Getting up that early can majorly cut into a teen's sleep. According to Kyla L. Wallstrom and her article, Later Start Time for Teens Improves Grades, Mood, and Safety, most teens can't even fall asleep until about 10:45 p.m., and they need about 9.25 hours of sleep. This means that teens shouldn't wake up until about 8 a.m. the next morning in order to get a full night's sleep. Many people might think that a simple solution to this would be to have the teens go to bed easier. However, in the article, Impact of School Start Times on Student Learning by Hanover Research, they state that, and I quote, later bedtimes among adolescents are now understood to be a biological response to puberty, the onset of which results in a 2-hour sleep-wake phase delay. The majority of the negative impact is seen on people ages 12 to 25 due to the fact that it disturbs their biological clock. By the end of my speech, I hope I have persuaded you to reach out to schools in your area and help push back their start times. In my survey, School Start Times, on surveymonkey.com, 40% of you said that you thought a later school start time would have helped you concentrate more throughout high school. 20% of you said that you don't think it would have, and another 40% of you said that it might have. The last 60% of you may change your minds once you become more aware of the numerous negative effects brought on by early school start times. The most common negative effect linked to early school start times is sleep deprivation. According to Start School Later's article, Why We Must and Can Restore Safe and Healthy School Hours, some of the health issues associated with sleep deprivation include reduced immunity, depression, mood swings, heart problems, eating disorders, issues with brain development, and many more. It is also stated that sleep deprivation can impair a student's learning, attention, and memory just the same. Safety is another big factor that comes into play. In the same article by Start School Later, it is stated that I quote, sleep deprivation increases risk-taking behavior, substance abuse, and impedes judgment and decision-making ability. Here they aren't only talking about the safety of the teens, but the safety of others as well. Drowsy driving is a clear example of the risk others face due to sleep deprivation brought on by early school start times. Hopefully by now, you understand the importance of pushing back school start times. If not, there's another quote from the National Sleep Foundation's article, Backgrounder, Later School Start Times, that I think will help. Many teens assume they are expected to function with a lack of sleep. But sleep is not optional. It is biologically necessary. So many of you may be wondering how you would go about pushing back start times for so many schools. And yes, it would be difficult, but not impossible. It would require a lot of involvement and cooperation between parents, teachers, principals, school board members, and even students. It would also require changes such as bell schedule changes, bus schedule changes, athletic schedule changes, and personal changes within each individual family. Another major thing that needs to change before any more of these changes are going to occur is that more people need to advocate for a later school start time. Many people are just unaware that it is even an issue, and they are completely unaware of all the benefits that could come from a later school start time. There are so many different benefits that can come from a later school start time. Some of these benefits, as stated by the American Psychological Association in their article, Later School Start Times Promote Adolescent Well-Being, are as follows. Increases in student attendance rates, student GPAs, state assessment scores, and college admission test scores, and decreases in the need for disciplinary action, student-involved car accidents, and students sleeping in class. These benefits aren't made up either. Many schools across the country that are already implementing later school start times have witnessed these, according to Start School Later's article, Success Stories. In fact, there are many schools right here in Ohio that have already seen these benefits too, including Dublin City Schools, Hamilton Schools, Indian Hill Schools, Northridge Schools, Parma Schools, and many others. With all the information you now know, you may be wondering, so why don't all schools just push back their start times a little bit? And there really is no good answer to that. A quote from the same Success Stories article says, "Hundreds of school communities across the USA and beyond have found ways to make this happen by prioritizing health and learning." I keep wondering, why can't all schools just do that? It seems like a really simple solution. And the only thing I can come up with is that they don't know of the benefits that can come with a later school start time. So with this, I encourage each of you to reach out to schools in your area and offer to help them push back their school start times. You can do this simply by informing others of the benefits and the risks associated with school start times. You can speak to the schools in your area about adjusting the start times, and you can even become more involved by surveying the students and parents from the schools, organizing a committee, and even conducting a pilot study to see how this would actually affect that specific school. Thank you.